What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a finally Friday. Let's end this week right. May 5th, 2023, 5/5/23. I know we will get back to recruiting. Yes, there's not a lot going on with 24 class. 25 class, we got some offers going out to some new guys. So we'll touch on that, I promise, very soon. We hit recruiting pretty hard last week, but I did not forget. And I haven't heard anything new on the Taiwan Malone recruitment / transfer portal guy yet. He was supposed to visit Miami. As soon as I hear anything, I'll update you. I'll probably, if he commits or something, I'll do a breaking booms, of course. So appreciate you guys. Don't forget, let me know what you think about that live show. I might do, maybe I'll start it Monday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how much feedback I get. And Jeff and Sean will pop in from time to time, but it'll be at least me every day at 4 p.m. Eastern. So let me know what you guys think. Today, we're talking more 2024 NFL mock draft. 24/7 Sports put out this mock draft a couple days ago of their 2024 draft. And we know the Buckeyes have only had 6 players selected in the last 2 drafts. But this 2023 roster is freaking loaded. I mean, loaded. So they're 24/7 is projecting Buckeyes will have 7 first rounders, combined offense and defense. So the record of first rounders is 6, Miami and Alabama. Miami's 04 class and Alabama's 21 class. Both of them had 6 first rounders. It's insane, man. So if the Buckeyes get 7, whoa, that's a lot of talent. So we know that this team is going to go as far as this 2021 class, recruiting class is going to take us. So on the defensive side of the ball, it's what we're focusing on today. We did offense yesterday. Check that shit out if you want. Defense, third-year guys, got to be the major contributors. And we got JT Tuimoloau, Denzel Burke, Mike Hall. Those are all third-year guys. Then your 4th, 5th, and 6th-year guys that have to chip in and be huge pieces. 4th-year guy, you got Lathan Ransom, Ty Hamilton. 5th year, Tommy Eichenberg and Steel Chambers. 6th year, Josh Proctor. I don't know. It's been 6 years, man. Anyway, possible breakout players that are 3rd-year guys. Jack Sawyer. Don't know what we're going to get out of him. Again, I've said this before. I think it was a crime against Jack to have him play in that Jack position last year. Messed up his whole game. Now he's back comfortable at defensive end with his hand in the dirt. And Tyleek is the other possible breakout player, 3rd-year guy. So let's start off. Let's run through these guys. First rounders. I think JT has to be a first rounder. I don't know how he isn't. He hasn't. So we know the Buckeyes haven't had a first round pick on defense since 2020. And that was a Larry Johnson first round, defensive end, Chase Young. But with a big 2023 season, JT has the upside and a huge ceiling. He can establish himself as a top 10 pick. Because we know what the NFL loves. They love quarterbacks, receivers, and then guys who can stop those quarterbacks and receivers, like defensive ends and corners. So he will need to show consistency, though. And I know I say this, it sounds like a broken record, but the coaches say it, I'm repeating it. He has to show consistency in both pass rush and run defense. His run defense was not great last year, especially in the big games. Penn State, Michigan, Georgia, terrible run grades for JT. And only recorded 4 sacks last year. He had the big game against Penn State, but that was it. I mean, you got to be consistent. We got to have it week in, week out, and you got to be relied upon. Really is what it comes down to. So I think JT is a first rounder. I don't know about top 10. Let's see what kind of year he has. Corner Denzel Burke also has a chance to be another first rounder. Didn't play like a first round pick last year, but he could be the first corner taken since Okudah and Arnett in the 2020 class. Could have he will have 3 years of experience under his belt by the time this 24 draft rolls around a year from now. But he's got to show he can consistently be a lockdown corner. He's 6'1", 190. He's got the length and the poundage that you need, and he's got the speed, physicality. He's not a pushover, and he's just has to show that this year. He needs to, play similar to what he did as a freshman. So, again, 3-year starter. It's time to go get that NFL paycheck. Mike Hall, D tackle. He's been nicknamed the baby Aaron Donald. We're all well aware of that. So in this season, he has to show he can produce as an every down player, not just on third down or something. He has to do this over the course of an entire season. He's got to turn those flashes that we saw last year into consistent play, dominant, throughout this 2023 season. The limited playing time in the second half of 2022 because of the shoulder injury really hurt him, but let's see him put together a dominant year, and I think he could work his way into the first round. D tackles are going high in the draft. We saw Alabama and Georgia's, going high in the draft, so I wouldn't rule it out. Again, just health. So let's talk fourth year, fifth year, and 6-year guys that are probably going to get drafted. Tommy Eichenberg, of course. He could have turned pro last year. He's one of the best linebackers in college football. He would have been like a middle round pick in the draft. His athletic testing will probably determine whether he can become an early, round 2, round 3 pick, how he does in the combine and the pro days and stuff. You can't coach his instincts, though. His instincts are off the charts, and his tackling ability, he doesn't miss many tackles at all. So he showed last year in 2022 that he can be a every down, 3-down linebacker, and that's key. That's how you get on the field and get on an NFL team early. Linebacker, Steele Chambers, also huge upside for Steele. He can improve his NFL draft stock seriously this season. He's an explosive athlete. That's why he played running back, but made the move to linebacker and showed major improvement from his first year to last year. So can he make another leap, show major improvements from 2022 to 2023? That's the question. So let's see what Steele can do, but he's definitely a mid-round pick kind of guy because of his freaky athleticism at the linebacker spot. Safety, Lathan Ransom, also fourth-year guy, had a breakout junior year last year, was a semifinalist for the Jim Thorpe Award. Did not look great in those losses at the end of the year to Michigan and Georgia. Got toasted a little bit. Hopefully he's learned from that. He has moved down into the box, though, playing that bandit role now, put on some pounds to offer run support and cover those big tight ends. So he could be a top safety in next year's draft class, and he's definitely going to be a team leader on this defense. So he just has to – in coverage, has to improve that coverage ability. And he's also a hell of a special teams player. Don't forget that. Had a couple block punts last year. So NFL guys love that. See some other guys to watch. Ty Hamilton. I'm not sure he'll be an early round draft pick because he hasn't really produced that at that yet. He's got 2.5 sacks on his career. Hasn't been a huge playmaker like a JT, brother of Devon, we know that. So relatively quiet start to his Ohio State career. So we'll see what happens. Could become a force in the middle. So he'll be splitting time with Mike Hall and Tyleek. So let's also talk about Jack Sawyer. He's a number 5 overall prospect in the 2021 class. So that, like I said before, this 21 class has to carry us. And Jack is one of those guys. Could he have a breakout year that launches him into the first round, even though he really didn't do much last year with 4.5 sacks? It's sad that JT and Jack only combined for 9 sacks last year, 8.5. Terrible. Not even double digits. Jeez. So making him more comfortable, moving him back to DN full time this year has to help move him up draft boards. He has to be unleashed and just let him go. So let's see what Jack can do. Defensive tackle Tyleek Williams is another one. Just like Mike Hall and Jack Sawyer and JT, Tyleek has flashed. He's shown flashes. Been inconsistent though, and his weight was an issue early on. But he had 6.5 TFLs as a true freshman, 5 sacks as a true freshman, but only had 2.5 last year. 2.5 TFLs and 1 sack. So can he, number one, stay in shape? That seems to be an issue, especially after the COVID year. He's not in great shape. That limited his stamina and his ability to stay in there. And can he play every down, and be a difference maker? Let's see. Last couple guys here. Safeties. Josh Proctor. I don't know. I'm on the fence with Josh Proctor. We know he's a ball hawk, heavy hitter, but he's always had those issues with reliability, being that Jordan Fuller type that when a running back breaks one out of the front 7, can somebody bring him to the ground? And I don't know. We haven't seen that from Proctor. He's been practicing at the adjuster, the free safety, this spring. And he's been practicing with the ones. So the coaches like what they're seeing, but can he be reliable in the secondary is something we haven't seen yet. So if he has a breakout year, this year, then yeah, I think he could be a late round draft pick just because DBs are needed. So good luck to Josh, and hopefully he can really put something together this year in his last final years. So the other safety, Jahad Carter, the transfer, he started 28 games in 3 years at Syracuse. He has gotten plenty of tape out there for NFL scouts to look at. So he got that knee injury in spring practice recently, and definitely didn't help him. But can he crack that starting lineup? He has 2 more years of eligibility, so he probably is more of a 2025 guy after having multiple seasons with the Buckeyes. He played in this defense before at Syracuse, so it's not the defense that's going to set him back. It's just cracking that 2 deep, and then as guys rotate out after this season, can Jahad Carter get a starting role next year? So, that's a lot of draft talk. I'm done talking draft. All right. That's the last year's NFL draft for a long time from me. All right. Please let me know what you guys think about the live show, possibly starting up next week or the week after. I don't know. Depends on how much feedback I get, who's interested and stuff. So we're thinking 4 p.m. Eastern, 30 minutes, one topic, or the chat's really going to dominate where the show goes. So you guys hop in there and you want to talk the running game or quarterbacks or whatever, you guys can steer the ship, and I'll just give you my opinions. So, and if you need information, we'll talk info, talk recruiting, whatever. All right. So hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Hope you guys are having a good one. Have a good weekend. I'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.